facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On or about September 19, 2024, an officer conducted a follow-up in regards to an assault on a family case. Upon further investigation, the officer made contact with the complaining witness, who reported that the defendant had been harassing her since September 18, 2024, by sending her videos, voicemails, and text messages containing horrible remarks, approximately 50 to 60 messages in total. In the voicemails, the defendant curses at her, asking, "Where are you? Why the fuck aren't you at work?" and calling her various names. Additionally, the complainant showed the officer text messages of the defendant telling the complaining witness, "Kill yourself and I want to watch you suffocate, and your family hates you." The complaining witness indicated that the continual harassment is making her fear him even more. Complaining witness was able to give officers the defendant's identifying information and positively identify the defendant as a person who has been harassing her.
I see that he has also picked up a felony assault against this complaining witness as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happened in that one? And I'm assuming it's the same date as this one, so I'm assuming it's out of the same transaction?
I'm not sure. So it says that I don't believe so. It says that on September 18th in Harris County, officers were dispatched to an assault. The complaining witness advised that the defendant came home upset about socks not being in the closet. The defendant punched the complaining witness with a closed fist on her foot twice on her right thigh and twice on her left thigh, causing pain. The complaining witness advised that the defendant grabbed her by the arm and forcibly shoved her out of the house, throwing her on the porch. She advised that she felt pain, and she advised that this has been an ongoing issue for the past 2 years. The officers observed purple and green bruises on her arm, foot, and her legs. The bruises were green, purple, and red and of significant size.
Is there a no contact order in this case?
Judge, who's the defendant?
This is Mr. Fritter. He hasn't harassed, Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. And you scare me something good. You have, since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault.
Judge, there has been a note filed, but there is no protective order in this case.
Is there no contact in the felony case whatsoever?
I'm checking the qualifications. It's no threatening or harassing at this time. Would ask if that be a no contact at this court, Judge.
I don't see that the rip has been.
Are you Miss Lisco?
Yes, sir.
That's Miss Lisco right there. Come up, ma'am. Come up. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now, Mr. Fritter. I want to protect you as much as I can. No one has to have this kind of treatment whatsoever for any reason. And I will do everything in my power to protect you. All I need you to do is tell me. All I need is please give me the word. Mr. Fritter, look at me. You so much. One, I'm Can you imagine what life is like when someone has to walk on eggshells because they have the fear that if they make someone mad in the smallest respect of having socks not in the damn drawer, they're liable to get a beating? Can you imagine what life is like to live with that kind of fear? You're going to live it with me now, because one false move, I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean no one, should have to live with that kind of fear. I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. And I don't know if I'm going to allow you to have contact with Miss Lisk. But if I find
This is one of those courtroom moments that goes viral for a reason. Judges don't talk about heads spontaneously combusting unless they're deadly serious. Translation? One mistake, one violation, and bond becomes punishment.
that you treat anyone or put anyone in fear or put anyone in harm's way, so help me, I will grow horn and tails because I will be so upset. And it will be on you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Abel,
Yes.
I'm going to keep Mr. Fretter so close to me that it's just ridiculous.
Yes, sir.
I'm entering what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies her as a protected individual. You're not to have any kind of communication whatsoever. You're not supposed to have you will not have any threatening or harassing contact. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think is threatening or harassing. It's what she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing?
This right here is critical. A no contact order doesn't mean no threats only. It means no perception of threat. Even a gesture can land you back in jail. A lot of defendants miss this and violate it without saying a word.
It most certainly is. And it's enough for me to put you in jail and make your bond $150,000, maybe 50, maybe 20. But I will do, Mr. Fretter, I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county. And I don't care if you're kicking, screaming, crying because you go to jail and don't have anyone to bond you out.
That's a question. Your husband and wife of 10 years is in kind of difficult situation that we live together.
I want to protect you, ma'am. And you know, the problem is that now that he's picked up these two cases, times will be just even more stressful. We have these protective orders. They're basically like cooling off motions so that, you know, you can separate, enough time will pass. People can kind of cool down, you know, so they're not under the stress of the excitement and then unleash on you. The last thing I want is for you to suffer any kind of harm whatsoever, you know, and I that's all I want. You know, all I'm asking is how things should be normal. Like, I'm not asking him for him to do Pythagorean's theorem here. So, I don't know. You know, what I'd like is if you please just talk to our DAs here. But I'd like you to have their phone number at the minimum so that should anything ever whatsoever, all you have to do is let us know. And then
I have been in contact with the DA, so should it not be assault?
I'm here for you. And I want to make sure that you're okay. You know, I've given him a lawyer. He knows what's expected of him. And I'm going to drug test him like crazy to make sure that he's not using alcohol or dope. In fact, I mean, I'm going to test him 2 times a week. I mean, I'm setting him now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system. And then we'll go from there.
Judge, he will come back positive, but that's prior use from.
What were you going to test positive for, Mr. Fretter?
Marijuana.
Okay.
And ketamine, and probably some other stuff that could have been in the ketamine. But I mean, straight up, that's probably it.
Mr. Frederick, I'm going to test you. These are your bond conditions that are going to apply to you now. And if you fail to live up to these bond conditions, I'm just going to let you know. That's it. You will appear to me here 2 times a week to take drug tests. And if I find anything is in your system, and I don't care what it is, I'm going to lock you up. You're ordered not to use any kind of dope or alcohol. And if you can't get this monkey off your back, because I am now giving you the opportunity to do it on your own. If you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to do it for you. Do you understand? No dope, no alcohol. And when I mean no alcohol, I mean no alcohol from any source. No isopropyl alcohol, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, tequila lollipops, hair dye. I've heard it all, and I don't care. You come to me test positive, you'll stay with me. I also want you 3 times a week to do anger management classes so that we can deal with the anger issues.
This might sound excessive. No alcohol, no energy drinks, no loopholes. But courts do this when they believe substance use fuels violence. Here's the real question. Is the court giving him a chance or documenting the countdown to jail?
Look at me. 3 times a week. And I want a piece of paper showing me that you've done it, the date, time, location of where you've done it, so that I can verify that you've done it. And if you don't do it, you will stay with me. You now have the opportunity to address these things on your own. If you don't, you will be doing it with me. And if I get one, and I mean one breath that she's been mistreated in any way, shape, or fashion, holy freaking moly. And then, ma'am, if you'd be so kind, please, I'll have you speak to them here momentarily. Rachel, this is my card. If you ever need anything, all you have to do is get in contact with me. And I'm here for you. Whatever you need, anytime, day or night. I don't care. You were charged of driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You know, you just heard what I said to this other gentleman here. Life doesn't get easier. It gets a lot more difficult the older you get. And when you start racking up convictions, all you're doing is you're making the life even just more difficult. If you have a drug and alcohol problem, there are ways to address it. But when you endanger other people's lives, you may end up digging a hole that's so deep you will never crawl your ass out of. And you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody for the next 40 years. It happens time and again. If you don't believe me, watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. Yesterday, a construction worker. Take an Uber. It's extremely easy. They make it so easy that all you literally have to do is push one button. Because I'm going to tell you now, with your history, if you ever get pulled over and an officer smells anything funky, you're going to go down. And this time, it's out of my hands. From now on, you're in felony court. You're 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Even the faintest smell of alcohol. Do you understand, Mr. Jaggers?
Yes, sir.
Somehow we have to get through to you. Hopefully it doesn't take the fact that you sit there charged with a 5 to life case because you've done something that just can't get out. Get a clue. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, these will go on your record. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. A third, you're looking at 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Sir.
The rest of your life. What are you, 32 right now?
31.
31. You're going to be driving for the next 40 years. How do you plead to the offense of second offense driving while intoxicated? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 330 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 113 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. Do not drive until you get a license. What do you do for a living, Mr. Jaggers? How much money do you make a month?
0 right now.
I'm appointed to this case, Judge.
So you're working for free? For what?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, why would we reward him? He was to obtain a device he just never did.
He just doesn't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I was notified by pretrial yesterday that there was this BVR. Talked to Mr. Jaggers about it. He didn't have a vehicle, and by his account, that didn't have a vehicle. He didn't know what to do. But he's here today.
So you just do whatever you want? I mean, this is continue to happen over and over and over. I mean,
He spent, better part of 4 months, 3 months in jail, awaiting resolution of this case. He has done that time, Your Honor. He's working now. I really believe that to help him get better, he needs to put this behind him and get started with a new phase of his life.
Mr. Jaggers, I'm going to waive the court costs and I'll waive the DPS fine and surcharge. Just take a damn Uber, man. It's not hard. One button on your phone. All this could be avoided by hitting one button on your phone. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. You're a mom?
I am.
How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Appreciate you for having me.
Mr. Hall, so with the 4 open cases, you're lucky to be out. You really need to listen to mom so that a 5th case doesn't occur. It's not going to go well if you pick up a 5th one. Do you understand?
You have to excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They're trying to do 2 medicines on him. And it doesn't have him here, if it makes sense. He's listening, but it has him, if you speak, he's dragging. And I'm okay with that because I can control what's going on. As I was there, I work in incident business. I work in conjunction with the one day sheriff department. And I work with the homeless. I came out of engineering because he taught me 2 things. I have to pay attention to what's going on at home and not just give love to people on the street. It makes sense, right?
That's great. That's wonderful.
Done my homework recently, these big last 2 situations. His grandmother and his grandfather is dealing, they had mental ideations as well. So it triggers, mom says, be careful who you choose, but we can't be careful who you choose, right?
Right.
That was love. So I'm holding on gracefully to this. You have to excuse my appearance. I've been in cold gray.
Oh, please, you look great. But my concern is that please tell me he's living with you?
Yes.
Wonderful.
He is.
Okay.
As I said, I'm bringing paperwork together to get custodial.
Guardianship. Okay.
To get him placement to save it.
I'm happy to, whatever you need, we're happy to give you. We have a lot of resources here that we can always, try to help you with,
Appreciate you.
all you need to do is ask, if you need tablets, cell phones. We can also do evaluations to see, how we go forward. So I'm all ears and I'm with you, whatever you want, whatever conditions you think are appropriate, we can put on it.
We just had an evaluation on the,
Is mom's the CW in the cases? Or,
So Judge, these are old cases from what I remember, 2022,
So
failure
the-
ID, the trespass.
Well, we have one terroristic threat of a peace officer or a judge. Is that right? I just,
Okay, this is what happened.
no, don't. I just,
We just did a psych evaluation
okay.
and we were in the room. I hope I.
No, let's not, don't. It's really, it's,
I'll talk about that right now.
yeah, that's something that we can do later. But at this time, I will leave him in your care, your, whatever you need. We're here to help you out with. The only thing I'm going to ask is just you guys, just please stay in touch with Kavita. She will help you out. And I just don't want a fifth case. That's it. I'm with you. So how long do you want to set it out, Kavita?
I think maybe a 6 week evaluation, all the medical together and talk.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to waive his appearance. That way he doesn't have to waste his time coming to court, but just be nice. Self-control. All these cases are because of no self-control. You get upset and you wig out. But think, it's okay. We all get angry. We all do. But just think before you act. Think before you speak. That's it. Listen to mom. If you ever need anything, come back and I can help you out with whatever you need. Just say the word. Okay?
Judge, in regards to bond conditions, how did you want to handle that?
So the bond conditions that I'd like, it just, no contact with ever the terroristic threat cases and just no weapons. That's all I would like. It's not, my concern is that it was a healthcare provider, because that's what I was thinking. Is that someone that he's currently seeing? Do you know? Alex, who in the
In the
most recent case, who's the complaining witness?
most recent case, let me see. It says the reporting party.
Oh, that case is upstairs. It's not even with us. I'm
That's all,
sorry.
Your Honor.
So disregard it. I thought it was with us.
Yes, Judge.
So the only condition is just no weapons. That's it. Okay. And just stay in contact with your lawyer. Okay. Absolutely. Mr. Halsall, good luck, bud. All right. Okay. Thanks, Camille.
Thank you, Judge. May you be excused?
This is Mr. Riley.
Yep.
Riley, last time he was here, Your Honor asked him to. Mr. Vaughn? Do some employment, which he's done. I've got proof of that.
Okay.
Schooling, I spoke to his mother and his aunt, and the issue there is, he doesn't like the school he's zoned to. It's not a great, fit for him. And so he's trying to get with the aunt, and there's just some logistical issues. But I spoke to both the individuals, and I mean, he's making good faith efforts to do it. He's just, has not yet.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Ridley, come up. Is mom here?
That,
Who's that?
I don't. Yeah. I spoke to her last night and this morning, he's here. Okay, yeah.
Is that mom? Are you mom? Come on up.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. It's great. So what's going on with Mr. Ridley now?
I haven't had chance to let him do like the holiday work schedule, but he's looking for a job and I'm trying to get him like 2 steps.
So you're not doing anything now? You stay at home and do nothing?
I was.
He's looking for jobs.
I got put like 3-4 applications in.
School is more important, Mr. Ridley. You need to get your education, man. You need a high school diploma. At worst comes to worst, we can give you paperwork so you can do the schooling at home and get your GED online at a minimum, and we can give it to you for free. But I mean, you're at home you're not working, you're not going to school, you're doing nothing to make life better for yourself. Life doesn't get easier the older you get. It gets more difficult. If you don't have a job, if you don't have an education, you will end up nowhere. And life sucks without money. Trust me. Do you understand? Okay. Do you mind giving them the paperwork, please? We need to be somewhere, Mr. Ridley. I'm going to give you another couple weeks, 2.5 weeks. At the minimum, be enrolled to start working on your GED. Do you understand? I'm also going to drug test you. I'm not going to let you there's no smoking weed, none of this. Do you understand? If I find that you're using, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to keep you. Do you understand? All right.
One other issue, Judge, we would request, the complainant has made contact with the DA's office and let her thoughts be known on the case in a RIP call. And so we request that the no contact be just brought down to no threatening, harassing.
Who is it?
It's a girlfriend situation, Judge. And I spoke to DV about it. He reviewed it and said he was going to leave notes, that they had no opposition to that.
Yeah, or even something else.
And yes, that is correct. The RIP does say no contact, so no threatening, harassing would be fine.
Okay. I will amend your bond condition, Mr. Ridley, to have no harassing contact with the complaining witness in this case. You're not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? You need to start working on your education. Life doesn't get easier. Do you understand? That's my main concern. You graduate, you get your GED, we're all going to be jumping up and down because that's what you need. Without a high school diploma, you will literally make pennies when everybody else is making dollars. Do you understand? I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see you in 2 weeks. All right. Good morning, Mr. Arlen. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 16, 2025 at 12:04 a.m., the officer observed a vehicle traveling the wrong way at Belfort Avenue in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated, and the defendant, the driver, did not initially roll down his windows. After multiple commands by the officers, the defendant finally rolled down his windows, and the officer observed the defendant to make further movements as if to conceal something. The defendant did not produce his driver's license, and the officer observed a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle and his person. The officer observed the defendant to have a loaded firearm in his waistband, and the defendant stated he smoked earlier and was not the registered owner of the vehicle. The officer located in plain view, sticking out of the defendant's right pocket, a small package with training and experience is used to conceal marijuana. PC search was conducted, and the officer found 3.31 grams of marijuana under the driver's seat, and the defendant admitted the marijuana was his.
Charlene, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Did you run his license, see if he has?
Not eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You are not allowed to drive. I am making that a condition of your bond. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? You will be signing a promise with me. Like I said, I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 people. If you don't have a license and insurance, do not drive. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Arlene? Okay, I'm going to have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't become a danger to my public, and above all else, do not drive. Do you understand? Okay, come on. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
One moment, Your Honor, it's loading. Okay. On January 15, 2025, the officer was conducting surveillance in the Greenpoint area, and the officer was in an unmarked vehicle in an apartment complex and observed 18-year-old defendant join up with two other males, co-defendants. He had already witnessed using a firearm. The three males walked around the apartment complex together, and the officer witnessed the defendant being given the firearm and wave it around. The two other males encouraged the defendant to shoot the gun, and the officer did not see the defendant fire the weapon, and the officer maintained visual until the officers were able to detain all three defendants at a nearby gas station. The gun was found in the co-defendant's waistband, and all three individuals were placed in custody.
Mr. Savage, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in contact with any. Did anyone else get arrested in this case? Or is it just him? I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm sending you for a test right now. You're to come back. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Your Honor, there's a co-defendant in court 4. The cause number is 2547734.
I'm going to send it? Okay, so let's just do this for now. Go ahead, take a seat for me. We're going to transfer your case to the other court because that's where it belongs. Okay, please. And you are charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On January 16th, 2025 at 2:02 a.m., the officer was dispatched in an attempt to locate. The officer was advised the defendant's sister was concerned for her well-being after not hearing from her. The defendant's sister stated her last known location was the Den, a bar, where she got a flat tire. While searching the area, the officer located the defendant's vehicle at the entrance of the University of Houston, and a witness was flagged down to assist changing the defendant's flat tire. The witness stated he observed the defendant as the sole occupant of the driver's seat of the vehicle, and the surveillance video showed the defendant's vehicle in motion at the time the witness came into contact with the defendant. The defendant was identified with Texas driver's license, and the officer made contact and observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, red, glossy, bloodshot eyes, and slurred speech. The defendant admitted drinking a wine cooler earlier in the day, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. The officer observed the defendant to be unsteady on her feet as she walked to the sidewalk, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.185 and 0.181.
And you're telling me there's video of her driving?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Levy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Have you run your license and any prior DWIs?
Driver's license is eligible and no priors, Your Honor.
Okay. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you consume alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am? Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay, I'll give you an application. I'll take a look at your numbers, and if you qualify, we'll provide you a lawyer today. Okay, just everything's fine. Don't worry. Just be safe. Okay, just don't. Okay, I don't want to talk about the case. Let's have you fill out the application, then I'll have you talk to a lawyer today. Okay, ma'am? Please.
Right this way.
Sir, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 15th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to Texas Southern regarding a male on campus possibly carrying a firearm. The caller provided the name, and dispatch ran through arms and located a recent picture and a trespass notice. The officer observed the defendant walk into the library, immediately walked out accompanied by a second black male, and the officer attempted to detain the defendant, and the defendant ran northbound, ran through an apartment complex. The officer drove through the complex and set up a perimeter and observed the defendant run out of the complex. The officer exited a marked patrol vehicle in full uniform, drew a duty weapon, and ordered the defendant to the ground. The defendant ignored the commands and continued running and was assisted to the ground by the officer. The defendant stated he ran due to being scared. The defendant evaded approximately 0.4 miles.
What was he doing wrong?
So there was a report of a possible firearm on campus, and the caller provided the name, and he was attempting to investigate that, and he was just trying to detain him to
They
investigate.
give the description of him.
They just gave the name, and then they
A name
ran
of-
that through arms, and they found a picture of that person.
So the caller gave the name of Mr. Newman.
Yes, Judge. gave Mr. Newman's name, and the officer ran that name and found a picture and then observed him leaving the library and attempted to detain him.
Yes.
And then he ran.
There was also a current trespass notice for the defendant as well.
Yes, Judge.
From TSU?
From the arms or TSU.
Yes, Judge. They found for TSU through arms.
Mr. Newman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Let's do this. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today because there's several things that we need to look at. So do you mind reaching out to the MAC for Mr. Newman? Mr. Newman, assuming we go forward with the case, you're not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? I'm
Yes,
making
sir.
that a condition of your bond.
Yes, sir.
If I find that you have any weapons, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. Just all I want is my community to be safe. I'm not asking for much. You understand? Okay. I'm going to have you sign a reset Victoria, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir. Okay? So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. When you plead guilty, you give up the right to appeal, meaning that you can never change this. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Do you understand these rights that you're giving up?
Yes.
You also need to understand that there are no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up in here. And if you're not in this country with permission, you do anything short of more than 6 hours, you will get an ICE detainer. So if I were you, I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes, I
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. I'm going to suspend your ability to drive for 90 days. Do not drive, otherwise you're going to be right back over here, sir. What does your client do for a living, sir? What does your client do for a living?
He does the carpentry work, there, labor work, the framing, that kind of thing. Home framing.
I'm asking this because there is a DPS surcharge that they usually tack on for around $3,000. I will waive this fee for you now, but I'm telling you on a DWI second, it's around a $6,000 surcharge on a DWI second. So get a clue. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're allowed to make a mistake, but when you continue to make mistakes where you endanger other people's lives, there are serious consequences. Good luck, sir. All right, wait a minute. All right,
Well, then, there's a portable device, Judge, that you've been.
we'll take it off.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, please. Clerk. Yeah. It looks like you are charged with 2 cases. You were charged with criminal trespass. You're also charged with criminal mischief. On both of those, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 48 days in jail with credit for the 16 that you've done on the criminal trespass. They're dismissing the other case.
Yes, Your Honor. Time served on the criminal trespass and dismissing criminal.
Is this how you understand it, sir?
Yes.
You need to understand also that this charge will go on your record. You're now facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Like I said, you give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, it stays on your record. Is this what you want to do?
So.
How do you plead? How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty. All right, I'm going to find you guilty. I'll follow the agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
What about the enhancement?
Abandon.
Abandoned.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or wait a second, is it listed as,
It's listed as.
okay, hold on, hold on.
Yes.
He's got a. Is it true or, come up, Mr. LZ. Is it true or untrue that you had a prior terroristic threat, sir?
I'm on my medication, so I missed my medication. I had trouble getting my medication. I was just,
Did you have a prior terroristic threat in the past? It looks like from August of this past year with us.
I don't remember any terroristic threat towards you guys,
No, just in general.
You had a case in this court that you took 57 days time on, and that was August 20th of 2024. Do you remember taking that plea bargain?
I believe I was in court before, but,
That's all we need to know. That's it. Okay, all right. Thank you. I don't know if have we found probable cause on this first case? Or I mean, on the new case? Let me express my extreme disappointment, Mr. Guevara Ortiz. You now stand charged with yet another DWI. On this one, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 19th, 2025, at 11:43 p.m., the officer was dispatched due to a concerned citizen following a possible intoxicated driver. The call was near Northborough in Houston County, Harris County, Texas. The officer arrived at a public place and observed the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. And the witness stated the defendant was observed to have severe damage to the front passenger side, and he struggled to stay in its lane several times. The witness had eyes on the defendant until the officer arrived, and the officer made contact with the defendant, who advised that he had 3 Coronas and was coming from a gas station where he purchased the beers while driving home.
So drinking while?
No, Your Honor, there's no indication of that. He just purchased while driving home. And the officer observed glossy eyes, delayed responses, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer conducted standard field sobriety tests, HGN 6 out of 6. The defendant refused the walk and turn and one-leg stand due to the cold temperatures. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to prep. The results were .189 and .177.
Mr. Guevara Ortiz, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with your case, and I am now going to revoke your bond on your first case, and I'm going to set it at 10,001. You now also have an immigration detainer, so you will be stuck in there, I guess, until I need to know, counsel, if you guys are planning on trying to get him an immigration bond or not.
Your Honor, we don't represent him on the immigration case, but it's my understanding from Mr. Breston that there's an effort to address that.
Okay. You're signing on for Mr. Breston now, right?
Yeah, I work for him. Yes, sir.
Got it. All right. Mr. Guevara Ortiz, I'm now ordering you to have an ankle monitor on your ankle, and I'm giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'm going to put a scram ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. I don't know if you're getting out of custody, but if you do get out of custody, these will be your bond conditions. You will have on one ankle, like I said, a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other, you will get a GPS monitor so I know that you're abiding by curfew. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we'll set you out for 30 days. Just keep us in the loop. If you are able to get an immigration bond, you must be here the next business day. If you fail to do so, I'm going to revoke both of your bonds and set them extremely high. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so tell me what's going on.
Dave's asking for extension.
So this one for Sims, we're asking for an extension from Mississippi for a probation violation for malicious mischief. Obviously, due to Winter Storm Enzo, they're requesting extension because the airports were literally closed.
Get ready, we're gonna get so many of these, you know?
Oh.
Let's get ready.
Yeah, they're
There's-
coming.
And so this one, they're requesting out to the 27th. Or sorry, the 28th. They'll pick up on the 27th, but because even with when they were originally supposed to come on the 21st, it wrapped around the weekend. That's why we're entering the pre-signed waiver. Ricardo is opposed, which is why I'm entering it.
Okay, I mean, I have to, you know, circumstances beyond, I mean, act of God, right? As they say.
Judge, of course, I gotta be opposed. I gotta fight for my client. His expectation was to get out at a certain day, through no fault of his own. He's gotta be here an extra 7 days, looks like. He doesn't control the weather. Nobody does.
Is it 7?
It's well, because the original pickup date was the 21st. Well, so yes, the 21st, and then the court reset date would be the 28th. They're looking to pick them up on the 27th.
Just get it a little bit less than a week. Understand that there is an act of God, right? It just completely close everything. You get just one kernel of snow, the entire city shuts down. So I'm gonna grant them an extension. You're not gonna get another one.
I have to ask Judge.
So understand, Mr. Kim, that I don't,
They had like 13 days before the snow. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they come in?
well, I can't answer that. I mean, that's something.
Oh, yeah.
Judge, I would ask, would you consider, giving him a bond so he could go turn himself in and not have to wait 7 days? That's what we said.
For the pre-signed
There's
waiver.
a pre-signed waiver. I
Pre-signed
can't get
waiver, he's
them
not
all.
allowed.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to understand when you get on probation or when you get on parole in another state, you sign conditions. One of those conditions is that if you ever take off and you become a fugitive, you waive extradition. It's a pre-signed waiver. You have already waived by virtue of signing. You need to read every single thing that when you sign it, all the little print, because even if I wanted to give you a bond, I can't because you have already waived by signing that document.
Judge, if for some reason they don't make it by this deadline, will he be getting out?
That's a great question. Mr. Kim?
Actually, with the full, I got to look at the original waiver date. So it's 5th. So statutorily, they have until February 4th, 2025. So strictly speaking, for the pre-signed waiver, he's not allowed to. But this is one where they've already confirmed they're coming on the 27th. So I think it will be a distinction without a difference because they've already scheduled for him to come on the 27th, unless we get another once in a lifetime storm.
So we're gonna give him until the 4th is what I'm hearing?
Well,
No.
the recess is gonna be 28th.
28th.
That's
Right.
that one.
They already indicated they're coming on the 27th.
I mean, act of God.
I don't see anything happening between now and then. Otherwise, the news would be just going nuts, you know?
Understood. All right,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, should something happen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
we're back up here.
They've said that they're going to come get you absolutely on the 27th. I don't know what time, but on that
I'll
day.
confirm with them that we approached and then submit the order and triple check today that that is still the confirmed date, because obviously we've had ones in the past where we confirmed too late and they had to move it. So I'm going to triple check today.
And he'll let you know.
I'll talk to.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll talk some more with you.
Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you get pulled over, first thing an officer does is they look up your criminal history. If they see prior DWIs and they come up to you and say, smell alcohol, it's probably not going to go well. So from now forth, I would never, even if you had a sip of alcohol, get into a car. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this off. Do you understand? This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I want to send you to the agreement. Let me make one more thing clear, Mr. Espinoza. There is a $3,000 surcharge on this type of case. You pick up a DWI second, it's a $6,000 surcharge on your case that you can probably end up paying. I will waive it now, but understand, if you continue to put other people's lives in danger, it's not going to go well for you.
Muy bien.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Thank you.
Can we approach on something? I'd like you to hear probable cause and something.
Absolutely.
You have it pulled up?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's for Klaba. Okay. On January 15th at approximately 6 p.m., officers initiated a reverse prostitution investigation. Undercover officer saw defendant parked near where she was standing. Defendant rolled down his driver's side window. Officers approached the defendant and had a conversation sexual in nature. Defendant agreed to engage in sexual intercourse with the officer in exchange for $100. Defendant and officer arranged to meet at a motel. Defendant started driving in the direction of the motel. Defendant was then stopped and identified by marked units. During this, officers located a loaded firearm behind the front passenger seat.
During the search incident, sorry.
So it would have been my argument is that the possession of the gun was not while he was engaged in this alleged criminal activity.
And we would understand where he's coming from, Your Honor. However, he did have the loaded firearm behind the front passenger seat, and this was a search incident to arrest. So that's where we would be at.
We have the unusual circumstance here of my client is an aircraft mechanic. He works over at IAH. As a result of the gun case, not the solicitation case, the gun case, he lost his job. He can get it back because he's a member of the union. But the gun case is the only problem because he was charged with a gun. He lost his job. Now, I assume we're going to be able to work out the solicitation case.
I mean, I'm sure would probably work out in conjunction as well, you know? I mean, it's,
So, but in the meantime, he can't work. So.
let me read the statute. Hold on.
That thing will have to finish ours. Oh, what if he's one of the seats?
I tried to replace my plumbing, but I forgot to shut off the water. All you gotta do is glue stuff.
So I'm looking at 46.02. Unlawful carrying of a weapon. A person commits an offense if the person, one, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly carries on or about his or her person a handgun at the time of the offense. So is this at the time of the offense? Right? I guess there lies the question.
He was proceeding to the motel where the incident, that they agreed to would occur. So during the process.
So because, I mean, the offense is committed when? When the actually agreement took place.
It requires the way the charge reads, it requires the offense is complete at the time that an agreement is
reached.
Made. So
The agreement is made at the time, allegedly, when they're stopped. They had the wherewithal, if they wanted to, arrest him at that time, where subject to arrest at that time, they could have made the charge, so to speak, right? but they decided to wait.
Well, Your Honor, if I may, the statute reads they had honor about his person while committing criminal activity, and the firearm was in the vehicle while the offer was being made. It was just on the way to the hotel or the motel is when they stopped him and search incident to arrest for that solicitation. That's when they found the firearm. But the firearm was on or about the defendant's person while he was engaged in the offer for the solicitation.
And also, if I may, Judge, I would also say it would make sense for safety procedures for them to make the arrest while he was on the way to the motel so that they could have followed him and it wasn't just that undercover officer there at the scene and making the arrest.
No, I don't know, because they could have arrested him at the time, right on the spot. I don't know why they would try to bolster the case, I guess, by saying that there's more evidence of guilt by actually going to the motel. I mean, theoretically, they could have arrested at the time that the agreement is made, right? It's a contract.
Judge, I think we would just stick to the way the statute is worded is while engaged and the firearm was there. And they could have arrested him earlier, but as Mackenzie knows, they do that routinely for safety purposes as well as perhaps as you mentioned, they could have done it for further evidence as well, further investigation.
Prostitution cases I've seen is they arrest right on the spot, right then and there. They don't wait. I mean, the offense occurs right then and there.
And the offense did occur while the defendant was in the vehicle. That's when the offense occurred. He was in the vehicle when they made that agreement and the firearm was in the vehicle. They found it right after they followed him to the motel. It was in the same transaction.
The offense was complete.
I agree with you. I'll find no problem. Okay. So you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 28 days in jail with credit for the 28 days that you've already done. Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. This charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for cases like this that you pick up.
Yes.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this.
Yes, sir.
What you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to your offense? How do you?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Josh. Sir, you're charged with terroristic threat. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On September 11th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer met with the complainant who advised that in the morning he received multiple phone calls from an unknown number beginning at 4:30 a.m., lasting through 4:50 a.m., in which the defendant called a total of 5 times. The complainant stated he did not answer the phone from previous knowledge that it was the defendant calling him to confront him. The complainant stated he left to work, and when he returned at approximately 4 p.m., he noticed multiple phone calls from an app-generated phone number that called him a total of 18 times. The complainant stated that on the 18th call, he answered the phone and let the defendant talk. The complainant was able to get a second cell phone and record the defendant stating, "I know where you stay at, you don't know where I am." The complainant stated he had sent a text message to the phone number that the defendant kept calling from, and said that he did not wish to have any contact with him and to leave the complainant alone and stop calling. The complainant stated that during the conversation over the phone with the defendant, before he was able to record the phone call, the defendant stated he was going to shoot the complainant in the legs so he could not work as an electrician. The complainant stated that the defendant is the complainant's current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The defendant is the complainant's current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The complainant told the officer that he believes the defendant is capable of carrying out his threat and the complainant is in fear for his life.
All right, Mr. Barrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you violate any of these conditions, if you are a danger to my community, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
And Judge, given my conversation with the complainant that I had yesterday, the state would request a GPS monitor because he has continually gone to the residence since this incident and has made threatening comments towards the mother-in-law as well. And recently, as of a couple of days ago, I guess he left his wheelchair outside the home in order to make some sort of threat that he's been going near the residence.
So the threats are still continuing?
Yes.
Sir, I'm now putting a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not going over there. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand? Hold on. I don't want you to say anything. I will give you a lawyer today. You can talk to the lawyer, but understand my only concern is community safety. That's all I care about in this life. You know, we take things step by step. Let me do this. I'm going to give you a lawyer. I'll let you talk to the lawyer. I got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Let me give you a lawyer. We'll go from there. But don't go where they live. Don't go where they work. Don't accidentally bump into them. Do you understand? So for now, I am going to put a GPS monitor so we know where you are. And you're not to go anywhere where they live or work. I'm going to have you now sign a receipt of Victoria. After that, we'll just have you wait for the lawyer that we get and we'll go from there. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay? Felicia, it'll be with you because you're monitoring. And wait the fee.
Your Honor, I've been appointed on Mr. Barrera.
Okay.
Barrera. Your Honor, it was brought to my attention that he's being required to have a monitor, home monitoring. And we would ask, Your Honor, that that condition be relieved, if the court would consider that.
The deal is, the reason that they said this was, and normally I don't put something on the first setting unless we have some kind of evidence showing that it's a continued harassment type situation. And we have that here. They're saying that, because I think she spoke to
The complainant, Your Honor.
the complainant, and the complainant is saying that he's continuing to harass, continuing to threat, leaving his, so will you let him know exactly?
Yes, counsel. So he's continuing to harass the complainant as well as he left his wheelchair at the complainant's residence by the girlfriend's mom's car. We don't know why, but he was continuing to go to the residence of the complainant.
Continuing to call, text message, come up, sir. The deal is this, is that life is way too short. Life is way too short to make a decision where you make it, or you've dug yourself a hole so deep that you'll never get out of. There are plenty of other fish in the sea, and it's time at times to just move on. Cut your losses, move on, because life's just way too short, There are other people out there, and as long as I know that we don't have any more issues in the future, I'm willing to take it off. But at this point, I got to know that it's going to stop, right? I'm not going to take your word for it that it's just going to stop. I need more than that. So that's why I put this monitor on you. After some time, if I know that I can trust you, then perhaps we can amend the conditions to take it off. But at this point, all I have is that you've picked up a criminal case. They're alleging that it's continuing to happen, and I want it to stop. Not I want it. It's going to stop one way or the other. I told you, life is too short. Move on. That's all that needs to happen. Do you understand?
But that got shot.
Okay. So you've got a lawyer, right? My only concern is that you don't have any contact with these people and you don't go where they work. The past, I get it, it's the past. I get that you guys have bad blood. All I want to do is I want to prevent further bloodshed. I don't want any more bad blood. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for something unreasonable. But what we can do, after some time, I'll have them reach out, and if there are no issues, I can take it off. Do you understand? All right. I'm not asking for much. Just move on. It's just like I said, people here in life, in the jail, are there because they have no self-control. They just wig out They do stuff without thinking, and then they make some kind of decision where they're looking at 40 to 50 years. Don't. It's not worth it, you know? Okay, all right. So after some time, come back, good, we'll take it on.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Foster.
Mr. Coleman, Jeroy Coleman.
Got it. I didn't realize this too. All right. Good morning, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman, you're charged with failure to identify oneself to a peace officer while being a fugitive from justice. That kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 15 days in jail with credit for the 5 days that you've done. It also looks like you have a second case that they're going to dismiss once you plead guilty to this offense. Is that how you understand the agreement? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it can never changes. This will go on your record. You also need to understand that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You know, your case is 1,864 days old. I will tell you that when you show up to court, good things happen. We don't ask for much, but when you continue to just take off, it makes things a whole hell of a lot worse. You got a great lawyer. All you got to do is listen. Things will all, things go right. How do you plead to the offense of failure to identify oneself?
Yes.
I'm going to find you guilty and we'll sentence you to the 15 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 5 days that you've done. I'm going to roll your court costs so you won't owe anything, and your other case will be dismissed on motion of the state. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Azadi, it is a really terrible thing to have to live in fear. All someone wants to do there is get an education. And it's unacceptable that anyone has to live in fear wherever they go to school, wherever they work, whether they live at their house. I don't want to hear of any issues here. If I find that you become a problem while you are on bond, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? I don't want this other kid to live in fear. Do you understand? We've given you a lawyer. You must listen to Mr. Sims and he will take care of you. If he tells me that you're not listening and you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? Okay?
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
goes with you. Mr. Foster, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 18 days in jail with credit for 18 days. Done today.
Okay.
Get out today. From now on, it's a minimum 30 days in jail.
Okay.
If you go back to this place, it's not going to go well. Do you
I
understand?
ain't going back in there.
Don't go back, because otherwise you're going to come right back here.
I ain't going back in there.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. You're saying you don't want a trial. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can't change this. Also know that there are immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. How do you plead to the trespass? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement, 18 days in jail with credit for the 18, enhanced abandon. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, he has 2 classes.
Sit down, please.
Oh, sorry. Judge, he has 2 classes with the complainant. And so what I told him that probably is the solution is he needs to go to the principal and say, I need to be moved out of those classes. That's probably the best for everyone.
Okay.
I think you probably agree, Judge. Because you could try to have 2 people at opposite sides of the classroom, but it's pretty difficult.
I don't know. All I know is that I don't want any more issues and I don't want the kid to live in fear.
Right.
So I'm not asking for much,
Okay.
So
Just tell him that he needs to talk to the principal about it. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Hey,
Judge Bradford.
Sadiq.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Judge, this is an off-docket matter. I just got a call from a Javier Gamero, case number 254-7233. Pretrial services had text him to advise him that he needed to come in to sign bond conditions. He called me and informed me that he is currently in San Angelo, Texas, and that he would not be able to come in to get this done. I spoke with,
So, I mean, we can waive the signature.
the signature, yes, sir.
Understand, you need to let him know that if he fails to come when they tell him to come, then we issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
You know, we're not going to play this game.
Yes, sir.
Just let him know.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
We got you. Deputy, get you going? Hey, can you, on Bijaro, did you take him into custody? Bijaro, did you take him into custody?
That, you asking about the bar?
Yes.
Yeah, we just came back down from the 230th.
Come up, sir. Tell me.
So Stephanie's coming down now. She decided to charge FSRA.
Right.
We just got the bonds walked through and we're back here now.
So did you get a bond set?
Yes, sir.
What?
10. The
Oh, I
230.
see. Okay, right. Do you have a bonding company coming?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
everything's already filled out. They're actually, he's coming down here now to walk them over.
Okay. So I'm going to release him to the bonding company. Okay. That way he can go post the bond.
Sorry, we were here earlier.
It's okay, but I wanted to make sure, I didn't know if they had taken him into custody or not. And I mean, normally when a felony warrant pops, you know, we take him. And so, I mean, I don't know if he's going to have a problem with it, the deputy. Oh, so who are you having coming from what bonding company? Is it Burns?
No, sir.
Someone else? Okay.
American bail bond.
He has a felony warrant because they filed a felony case just now, but he has a bonding company guy coming to take him to go do a walkthrough. So I was going to allow it when the bonding company comes. Oh, it's someone else. Yeah. Okay. So just take a seat for me in the jury box, and then when they come, we'll release them to you, Mr. Okay.
We have them on docket as well. I think Stephanie's on her way down right now.
Oh, this stuff.
I know my elevator's.
Mr. Bond said I was just going to allow him to go do a walkthrough.
Yeah, we're all set there, no, absolutely.
Okay. Did they do any conditions or anything upstairs or no?
Conditions pretty much parallel what we had down here, no driving without an interlock, no drugs, no alcohol, no contact with the complainant's family, so.
Okay, great. I think we're good. Just take a seat for me in the jury box, and then when they come, we'll release you. We need to get a date though. So whatever date you want with Victoria.
Trial date, Judge?
Oh, are you ready? You want to set up for trial?
No, that's
No, I was just going to do a normal reset.
Okay.
No, but the problem is that
Sure, okay.
you're going to get probably 7-day setting when you post the bond upstairs. So I guess if you want to do a long enough setting that maybe you can do an off docket reset upstairs to whatever. I know it's because they were going to indict it. That's why. So, I mean,
We're well on our way to resolving it, Judge. I just had to get the felony situation.
right. It's old. So it's time to,
Yeah.
you know, we'll give you 30 days now, but understand that it's time to wrap it up because.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Understand.
Okay.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Judge.
guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too? Sure.
Hi, Judge. Investigator requesting your queue.
Okay. Done.
You know, just because there was a couple of snow days, there's no excuse to.
Nah, I'm trying to look like you. I don't know if I can get it that long. I mean, I'm just the itchy. It's so itchy, man. I can't take it.
Promise. Now, if I shave, I don't realize my face is much smaller than I remember.
Yeah. Perhaps, you know, like Captain Jack.
Yes. Good seeing you.
You too. I think we're done.